that one would always consider as to why am I guided to buy land as an investment or start a business as an investment. And that is why then we have the advisory arm. Somebody will just say, I have this amount, would you advise me on? So once you consider the different factors, the location, the financing, the risks involved in that, because conversion of land, we have said it's not easy compared to starting a business. What are the risks of running a business? How do you manage growth? So starting, scaling up, and expansion of the business. So what skills do you have as a business owner to run that very business? Because we are now talking of business, and business is from an entrepreneurial perspective. So are you entrepreneurial in yourself? Are you self-driven? Are you able to cite opportunities? Because there is what we talk about being agile. You are able to cite opportunities and go for it. And if you are not a risk taker, you can't maybe take business. And if you don't have good communication skills, because as an entrepreneur, you are the very first marketer of your business. So if you don't know how to converse, to sell, it will be tricky. So if you want that very passive, go for land. But if you are aggressive and you want to grow business and diverse, business would be a better option. Yes.
All right. More feedback. Rama John says, it doesn't matter, you can buy anything. All right. There's Zablon and Zese says, buy land, it's the best. Stephen Omondi says, amesema to investment. Bora investment, but you're going to look at also other, investment options, CPA, that you'd walk us through.
Yes.
Aside from, land and business. John Karani says, biashara nowadays is dumping your money. Naito Vini says land business. Balozi says land is the best. And finally, Mutiri Kamau says buy land, iko chini. Anasema biashara is a bit tricky. There's something he has wrote there that I would not want to read out loud. But he's saying that buy land, biashara is not doing quite well. And this is the mindset that we're seeing that, a lot of Kenyans have when it comes to business, that business is not something that would, take them out as compared to how, maybe they're saying, because, they say that land preserves wealth and business creates wealth, right?
Yes.
And I feel like a lot of Kenyans are not having that mindset for business.
Yes.
What really is the problem with business? Walk us through the disadvantages of investments in business that you would say is the reason as to why Kenyans are quite afraid of going the business way.
Wow. Business. How do you start a business? Two forms. One, I'm also in business.
What kind of business? So that we can still enjoy you and become competitors.
Okay. My business is that of running the practice farm. The certified public accountancy firm. It's a business in itself. And so we offer audit, tax, accounting services, and business advisory, which now looks into different aspects of sustaining business, including how to manage, so governance. It's a business in its own. So how do you start a business? Two forms. One, experience over time and gained out of your qualification. And so you are bold as an employee, having been doing what you pursued over time, and then you say, naenda jua kali. That's what they say. The other way is where money works for you. You just want to run a business, whatever kind you have decided. And so that capital is what then you go forth to invest in business. Both of them, they vary in terms of the startup capital. Now, from a professional perspective, any professional guided, and this more of service, you require the very minimal capital to start with. I only need to have a clear roadmap where I'm starting, where I'm going, the form of operating that business. There are different forms of running a business, as a sole proprietor, partnership, or a limited company. The same, which is now where you are putting money. You can still decide to run it as a sole proprietor, as a partnership, as a limited company. But this one for stock, you must have done your calculations well. You must have done your what we call assessment. And people would always think of doing what they call a business plan.
Yeah.
Business plan is just but a paper that kind of narrates the different aspects of a business. The real running of a business is what we call a business model. Business plan and a business model, those are two different documents that guides the business. So once you have chosen the business, so the question is, what will help you run the business? Because we have said majority of the service businesses, professional services, for example, requires on your professional experience over time and to continue offering the same over diverse clientele. For the goods that you are offering, or even service, for example, but they are services. For example, when you talk of logistics, logistics is a service business, but it requires other factors of distribution, because logistics means moving from one place to another. The question then, how will you distribute your services, that very service? How will you get the first customers? Who will be your suppliers? So who will be supporting you to run the business? For service, very easy. We started like one person, you are everything, but you are giving value. Over time, you get an assistant. Over time, you get a whole office with different departments. So it depends with the kind of business you are starting and the future of the business having mastered, because business is not easy, and I agree. And that is why you can get the comments there. Business is like whatever. It depends with what kind of business, because not all businesses have the same risks and exposures as we talk about. So business depends primarily from the promoter or the starter who started the business, what informed the start of that business. So with all other factors of running the business, I would say they are business that even in the very tough economic times, challenging moments in business, they still survive. So how agile, how adaptive to changes, what ways and means of advancing your business, technology, adoption. How is the governance of the business? Who manages this? Is it you and everyone? Do you have, as the business grows, do you have other people who kind of are advisors, the governance? So how you structure the business, they are all determinants for growth into the business. So it depends. So